So I was thinking, what if AI could actually enter the backrooms? Heart racing, paranoia spiking, shadows closing in. Today, we're forcing that nightmare onto Claude by giving it eyes and a body so it can physically stumble through the endless yellow maze. The project will run entirely in the browser. We'll use Three.js to render the backrooms in 3D, HTML and CSS to apply VH filtering. Every 8 seconds, the canvas is captured and a screenshot will be sent to a Python lightweight server on localhost 8080. The server will forward the image to Anthropic's Vision API, along with a carefully crafted system prompt that keeps Claude trapped, paranoid, and in character. Claude replies in JSON with its narration and action chosen. Finally, the player will take action and Claude's response will be converted to speech. Okay, so we're going to vibe code 3 files. We'll start with a basic HTML file and pull Three.js from a CDN. In JavaScript, we can create a scene, a first-person camera locked at human eye height, and WebGL will be our renderer. The floor is a huge plane using a repeating carpet texture tile with heavy purlin noise for stains and wear. Walls are instance blocks arranged in a procedural corridor system that loops infinitely in all directions. Our first cut is quite disappointing. However, we can see that we have a room with texture mapping applied. So we have our 3D scene, we have some textures, we have kind of backroom vibes. The real dark magic happens with the Python server. It's the thing that actually chains Claude to the nightmare. We're using a super simple HTTP server right from Python's built-in libraries. No Flask, no fast API, just pure lightweight evil. We'll pair this with Anthropic's SDK. We'll load the API key from .env, and that's our gateway to Claude. Every 8 seconds, the browser will capture the canvas as a base 64 encoded JPEG and pass it to the Anthropic API. Here's what the server does the moment it receives the image. It decodes the base 64 at the saved timestamp. It'll pull the conversation history, it will bundle the history with a fresh screenshot and a brutally crafted system prompt, then fire it off. Now that the server is trapping Claude's soul in a loop, we have our boilerplate functioning. It's time to dive into the agents. We're going to use Claude Agents. The first thing I did was set up my custom agent inside Claude Code. This is a super quick config. The agent is laser focused. It's a Three.js expert that not only does things quickly, but targets fixes. Alright, everything's locked in, servers humming, APIs live. It's time to let Claude loose in the backrooms. And yeah, the granny voice is freaky, but that's the point. So sit tight, let's deploy the code and watch AI discover fear. here we go.
Lights are buzzing so loudly they sound like angry insects, and the white walls are stretching endlessly ahead, making me feel like the silence is absolutely deafening after all that buzzing, and I can hear my own panicked breathing echoing off these sterile walls as I realize I might be walking deeper into this completely blank white void is making my skin crawl, and I need to find a corridor or intersection because standing in this emptiness feels. The white pillar and that orange door are giving me chills because they look completely out of place in this sterile maze, and I am terrified something might be hiding behind them. The oppressive white walls are stretching endlessly ahead of me, and I can feel my heart pounding as I force myself to walk deeper into this terrified. The stark white emptiness is suffocating me, and I can hear my own panicked breathing echoing off these blank walls as I stumble forward into this nightmare void. The fluorescent lights above are casting eerie shadows that seem to move and shift as I walk, and I am convinced something is stalking me through these maze lights. Oh god, there are strange mechanical structures with red warning lights looming in this room, and I need to get away from whatever twisted machinery is lurking. That tall dark figure with the red glowing eye is staring directly at me from across this cursed room, and I need to escape before it starts moving towards me. Oh no, that mechanical entity with the glowing red eye has spotted me, and I can feel it watching my every move, so I need to run before it. The fluorescent lights above are buzzing so loudly it feels like they are drilling into my skull, and I am terrified that something horrible is waiting for me. This dead-end wall is blocking my escape route, and I am trapped like a rat in this nightmarish maze with no way forward. The white support pillar in the middle of this room is casting terrifying shadows, and I swear I can hear footsteps echoing from somewhere behind me in this empty. Oh god, there are two tall black figures with glowing red eyes standing in the corridor ahead, and they are staring directly at me. Oh no, the tall black entities with red eyes are still there blocking my path, and I need to run away from them right now before they catch me. The buzzing fluorescent lights above are flickering wildly and making this nightmare maze feel like it is closing in on me from all sides. This terrifying room with those dark metal structures and flickering ceiling tiles is making my heart pound as I desperately search for another way out of this nightmare. Those strange office cubicles and metal barriers scattered throughout this corridor are creating dark. The eerie office space with those abandoned cubicles and metal poles is giving me chills as I force myself to walk deeper into this corporate nightmare maze. This endless concrete tunnel stretches into complete darkness ahead, and the buzzing fluorescent lights above are making my skin crawl with dread. The distant red emergency lights are blinking ominously in the darkness ahead, and I can hear a low mechanical humming that makes my heart pound with terror. Oh god, there are white ghostly figures hanging from the ceiling like corpses, and I need to get away from this haunted hallway bit. Those strange grey pillars and concrete beams look like they are forming a cage to trap me, and I cannot shake the feeling that something is lurking behind them watching my The fluorescent lights above are buzzing so loudly it sounds like angry insects, and the long empty corridor stretches into terrifying darkness where anything could be waiting to. The dark stained carpet beneath my feet feels wet and squishy like it is soaked with something horrible, and I can hear my footsteps echoing through this The ceiling tiles above me are sagging and cracked like they could collapse at any moment and crush me in this nightmarish underground tunnel that seems to stretch on. Oh god, there are tall dark figures standing motionless in the distance ahead like mannequins waiting for me, and I can see their shadowy forms blocking the path, but I have to. The fluorescent lights are buzzing loudly overhead and casting eerie shadows that dance on the walls, making me feel like something is stalking me from behind, and I need to get away from The metal railings and pillars are creating a cage-like prison around me, and I am desperately searching for an escape route before whatever lurks in this endless corridor stretches into terrifying darkness ahead, and the ceiling tiles above me look like they could collapse at any moment while I hear my own footsteps echoing ominously in this silent tomb. The sterile white walls are closing in on me like a hospital from hell, and I can feel my heart pounding as I realize them. The fluorescent lights above are buzzing and flickering erratically while casting twisted shadows that dance along these pale walls, and I am terrified that something is watching me from the darkness at the far end of this cursed hallway. That orange door to my right could be my only escape from this maze, but I am terrified of what might be lurking behind it. The endless corridor stretches into complete darkness ahead, and I can hear my own panic. The ceiling tiles above me are sagging and warped like they might collapse at any moment, and I can hear a distant mechanical humming that is making my skin crawl with This massive white wall is blocking my path forward, and the fluorescent lights are casting eerie shadows that make me feel like something is watching me from the corner. Those concrete pillars are standing like silent sentinels in this sterile nightmare, and I am terrified that something could be hiding behind them waiting to grab me. The long corridor ahead seems to stretch endlessly into darkness and the buzzing flurry. The endless corridor stretches into black darkness ahead, and I can hear my own footsteps echoing off these pale walls, making me paranoid that something else might be. The ceiling tiles above look like they could collapse at any moment and trap me forever in this suffocating underground prison. Those dark silhouettes in the distance look like people, but they are standing perfectly still, which is making my heart race with absolute terror. Oh god, there is a tall dark figure with a glowing white head and red markings standing right in front of me like some kind of The fluorescent lights are buzzing so loudly it sounds like something is crawling inside them, and I can hear my own panicked breathing echoing off these endless wide. This long straight corridor stretches into complete darkness ahead, and I can see something moving in those black shadows at the far end, which is filling me with overwhelming dread. The ceiling tiles above me are stained and warped like something terrible happened here, and I am terrified to keep moving forward toward. Oh god, I can see a tall dark figure standing motionless in the shadows at the end of this corridor, and it looks like it is watching me with glowing eyes. Keep walking, but I have no This massive white pillar is blocking my view, and I can hear strange echoing footsteps coming from somewhere beyond it in the shadows. That orange door with the metal handle looks like it could be my escape, but something feels terrifyingly wrong about how perfectly The fluorescent lights above are buzzing so loudly it feels like they are drilling into my skull, and I need to reach that orange door before whatever is making those footsteps. These scratched and stained walls are covered in terrifying markings that look like someone was desperately clawing at them, trying to escape this endless prison. The ceiling tiles above me are cracked and broken, with jagged triangular pieces hanging down like teeth ready to fall and crush me. That orange door frame is standing there like a trap waiting to snap shut on me, but I have no choice except to The fluorescent lights are buzzing so loudly it feels like insects are crawling inside my skull, and I can barely think straight as I stumble toward that ominous doorway. That lone wooden chair sitting in the middle of this vast empty space looks like bait in a trap, and the white pillars are casting long shadows. The ceiling tiles above are sagging and warped like they might collapse at any moment, while those towering white barriers create a maze within this endless room. The darkness beyond those white pillars is so thick and impenetrable that I cannot see what lurks in the shadows, but I hear faint shuffling sounds echoing from somewhere deep in. The fluorescent lights are buzzing erratically and casting eerie shadows across this open space, while that isolated chair seems to be positioned perfectly to lure me into the center where something could surround me from all directions. The white pillars are forming a twisted labyrinth, and I can hear something breathing heavily. The ceiling tiles above are sagging and warping in unnatural pageants, while those scattered pillars look like they are slowly shifting positions when I am not looking. The scattered black objects on the floor are moving closer together in my peripheral vision, and I am terrified they might be watching me from the shadows. Those white pillars are casting long twisted shadows that seem to be reaching toward me like grasping fingers, and I need to find another route through this nightmare maze before they trap me completely. The fluorescent lights are buzzing with an electric hum that is drilling into my skull, while this vast empty space feels like. The ceiling tiles above are sagging and warped like they could collapse at any. That lonely wooden chair sitting in the middle of this vast emptiness looks like bait in a trap, and I am terrified something is using it to lure me deeper into this net. The scattered yellow pillars and walls create a maze of blind spots where anything could be lurking and watching me without my knowledge. Those dark corridors branching off in multiple directions are making my skin crawl, because I have no idea which path leads to freedom and which leads to some. The fluorescent lights overhead are casting eerie shadows between these scattered wall panels, and I can feel my heart pounding as I realize this open space could be. The way these yellow wall panels are scattered around this open space makes me feel completely exposed and vulnerable, like something could emerge from behind any of them. The ceiling tiles above are stained and warped, which makes me terrified that this nightmare maze is slowly decaying around me, and I might get trapped forever.